Hey everyone, it's Chaitni. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to rest without feeling guilty. This is especially for all of you folks who are burnt out. You tend to just give and give and give so much even though you're running on empty. You're someone who is expected just to have it all together for yourself as well as for those around you. Typically you might think that you're lazy or you're weak or you don't know how to manage your time better or you're not good with prioritizing. That might be slightly true, but it's not the whole truth. The reality of the matter is that you are burnt out and you really don't have anything left to give, but you still continue to give. So I wanted to take some time today in today's video to talk about that. We're going to talk about, why your body needs this rest and some simple ways that you can incorporate on the how piece of it. Like, how do you start to take care of your body and take care of your mind and start to get the rest that you deserve and that you need without feeling guilty. Okay, so part one I want to talk about is why this rest feels like a luxury to you when it's an absolute necessity. So, maybe you have been through a major life transition, maybe you're in a toxic relationship, maybe you're overworked and, you've been just going without any kind of rest. You're going to experience burnout. Maybe you're a caregiver and that is a burnout of a whole nother level. So there might be different aspects of your life that have led to this sort of burnout. And when you get to this point, a lot of times you think that rest is something that has to be earned. If you don't earn it, then you don't deserve it. You give so much to others, but when it comes to yourself, there is guilt, there is resistance, and there is probably that voice in your head that says, I should be doing more. If you notice your self-talk, the word should is probably one that you use for yourself constantly. So if it sounds like anything like that, then you're one of those people who is burnt out, who really needs a break, but is unable to take that break. So maybe it looks like this in your day-to-day is just collapsing at night and thinking, oh, you're just lazy and you're not able to push yourself, or really wanting to go to the gym for that workout, but just not having the energy to do that after a long day at work, or thinking in the morning, you'll get up and you'll be ready to go, but just kind of laying in bed and having a really hard time getting out of bed and starting your day, and labeling yourself as lazy, or having a really hard time saying no or asking for help, or even when you have downtime, you don't know what to do with yourself and you end up feeling anxious, or you end up feeling like like it's not the norm and something bad is going to happen, or you need to prepare for something hard that might happen. So part of this is a mindset issue, but it's also your nervous system that is kind of stuck in go mode. So you need to teach your nervous system that it's okay to rest, it's safe to rest, you deserve to rest. Because right now what you're telling your nervous system is rest is undeserved, rest is unwarranted, and if you rest, then things are just going to get worse. So you need to change that narrative. You need to start training your nervous system to actually be okay with resting. So here's what you need to do. You need to start creating some safety around rest mode. So it's not about pushing your body to the brink, but it's about permission. So it's not pushing, it's about permission. It's not always about a week-long vacation, although that would be nice, but it's about these micro breaks that you take on a regular basis. Because again, you're teaching your nervous system that every day that rest is important, you deserve the rest, and it's okay to take that rest. So if you only get that rest when you're on vacation, which might be once a month or once every few months, you're not sending the right message to your brain. So your brain frequently needs to start accepting that on a regular basis, it's okay to rest, it's okay to deal with this burnout. And here's why these micro moments work better than just resting when you're on vacation. It's because you're rebuilding that trust with your nervous system and your brain and rest. That you're telling your system that, okay, it's safe to rest. It doesn't mean that I'm lazy, I'm weak, or that I'm wasting time. It's okay, I can take this time for myself. So when you start to do these micro doses every day, that's the message you're sending, that okay, there is safety in this and it's okay to do this. And like I said, you start to build trust by responding to your needs. Because when you're exhausted and you really need that time and you're burnt out and you don't give yourself that time, the message that you're sending is one of disconnect. So you have to rebuild that trust with yourself, saying, okay, your body needs something, you listen to it and you give it what it needs. And really another reason why this works is because this is what healthy boundaries look like. This is what it means to set boundaries. You know, setting boundaries is not just about saying no or I can't. It's about starting to prioritize yourself and putting yourself first, even if it means getting the rest that you need. And what this is going to do is slowly it will start to leave you more energized. It will help you focus better, and it will start to make you more emotionally available for yourself and then for others. Okay, I'm going to share 3 tools with you that can help you get to this point. So tool number 1 is a 10-minute power pause. That's it. 10 minutes a day just for yourself. Now, a lot of times when we just say, yeah, 10 minutes, we forget about the 10 minutes, or something else feels more important and you think it's really not important to take the 10 minutes out of the day. So in order to establish and maintain the commitment, I would say put it on your calendar, put it as a reminder. It's a non-negotiable. A lot of times when things go on your calendar or when other people know about it, like let's say you're meeting up with a friend at 5:30, if you live with other people in the house, you're probably telling them that, hey, I'm going to be out, I'll be back around this time. It's the same thing. You communicate that, it's 10 minutes that you're taking for yourself. So put a reminder, put it on your calendar, do what you have to do that is going to hold you accountable. Maybe you do it with a friend or somebody else who's also trying to get out of this burnout phase and starting to take care of themselves and rest without feeling guilty. So maybe you get them on board and have them set these 10 minutes aside and then check in with each other. That way you have some sort of accountability. But it's very important that you make this intentional. This is not something that, okay, if you have 10 minutes, you spare the 10 minutes. No matter what, you give yourself the 10 minutes. During those 10 minutes, you do whatever is going to put you in a relaxed state. That means no doom scrolling. That does not put you in a relaxed state. So maybe it's sipping on tea without your phone. Maybe it's just lying down with your eyes closed and listening to music. Maybe it's just looking out at the window, at the birds, at the sky, at nature. If there's no nature around you, it's just observing the people around you. It's just taking those 10 minutes to do whatever is going to make you feel grounded. That's it. And think of it this way, that this is your power pause to refill before you pour. It's as simple as that. You are just refueling, you're refilling so that you can give to yourself and you can give to others. Okay, number 2 is, and you knew this was coming, it's saying no. If you're not comfortable saying no, if you have not really said no in your life, then I get it. It's a big step, it's scary, and it feels uncomfortable. So start with something really simple. Start with something really easy. Maybe it's a request from someone it's easy to say no to. We always have people like that in our lives. Or maybe it's a social commitment that's easy to turn down because you already have something else planned. So practice it a little bit in your head and say no to something that feels non-essential to you this week. For just to give you an example, with the kind of work hours that my partner has, a lot of times if we want to go watch a movie, it happens at 11:30 at night. And that means going to bed really late, that means disturbed sleep, that means eating really late because you go to the theaters and you want a snack. And so there are times when I say no, not tonight, I don't want to do 11:30, I want to be able to get to bed earlier, and we compromise and come up with another plan. Because it's easy to say no to my partner, right? A lot easier to say no to him than it might be to a work colleague or to a client of mine. So find that person for you, start there and start practicing and start learning to say no, because basically setting boundaries is the same as protecting your energy. And the more you start to practice it, the more you're going to be able to do it easily, and the more you're going to feel like you're in control of who you're giving your time and energy to. Tool number 3 is especially effective when that guilt creeps in. You know, when you're starting to take that time for yourself, the guilt will be there, the gremlins in your head will be there. So just release that guilt, and what you can do is, you know, practice an affirmation as well as practice breath work. So the next time you feel guilty about taking that time out for yourself, you know, just you can try box breathing, which is you inhale for a count of 4, you hold your breath for a count of 4, you release it for a count of 4, and then you hold your breath again for a count of 4. You can try that. Or you can just inhale for a count of 4 and release for a count of 6 or a count of 8. Just make sure your exhale is longer than your inhale. So many different ways, or you can just deeply inhale and exhale. But add that breath work piece to this with whatever kind of breath work you're comfortable with. You don't need to go too intense with it. And then, you know, place your hand on your heart and come up with an affirmation that, you know, feels true to you. At first it might not, but eventually it will. So maybe it's something that says, you know, it's safe for me to care for myself. It's safe for me to put myself first. So something like that, that sends the message to your heart and to your head and your body that it's that caring for yourself is okay. It's absolutely fine. You don't need to feel guilty. You don't need to feel terrible. You don't need to feel like you should be doing something else for somebody else. So try this grounding technique with the breath work and with an affirmation that feels right to you. So I shared 3 really simple tools. They aren't that complicated. They're pretty straightforward. You can start with one of them almost immediately. You can do it today and you can see how it feels. But burnout is real. You know, burnout is something that we don't take seriously enough, but it can lead to a lot of negative side effects. You know, it can obviously lead to chronic diseases. It can really affect your health, your physical health. It can affect your mental health with your moods, with depression, with anxiety. And all of that then has a ripple effect into interpersonal relationships, your productivity, and just your day-to-day life. You know, you feel like you're almost in this bubble and you feel like a machine. So it's not a place where you want to be mentally or physically. So take it seriously, and I've explained a few reasons why it's important and where you can start. So I hope you find that helpful. Thank you as always for stopping by, and I will see you here very soon. Thank you. Bye.